Well, there's going to be some activity in that area, I think.
CPC?
Yeah. So that'll be Jeff and Mike. Okay. Do we want to go down the list? The Board of Appeals is Mr. O'Leary. Board of Registrars is Mr. O'Leary. Mr. O'Leary, you want to maintain those?
Board of Appeals, I'd like to maintain. Board of Registrars, if someone else would like to try it, that's fine. It's available if someone would like.
Anybody? TV Advisory Committee is Mr. Delaney.
I'll keep it.
Conservation Commission on Disabilities was Mr. Vino. That was one of his passions. Mr. Prisco.
Absolutely. unless
Community Planning is, we've just discussed Mr. Yule and Mr. Vino. I mean, Mr. Yule and Mr. Prisco. Excuse me, Mike.
It'll take him 6 months, Mike.
Yeah.
I went through that. Don't worry. He'll be all right.
Conservation Commission is Mr. O'Leary.
Yeah, I'll maintain that. That's
Constables, Mr. Prisco.
Absolutely. I just need someone to tell me what that means. No, I'm like, I know it.
You okay
I'm
on
good,
that?
absolutely.
Okay, Council on Aging, Mr. Prisco, or anyone else?
Yeah, if I may, it's been my feeling that the Council on Aging, or seniors, and the opposite end, youth services, would be a great complement to each other if you had the same liaison, because tying the young with the seniors can be a valuable lesson for the youth individuals. So I was looking at the possibility of being the liaison for the Council on Aging, along with the continuing with the youth services.
I had sent Jeff an email last week asking if he would like to actually trade.
There we go, okay.
I know I was very interested in being on the board with Narissa. I have already been pretty active with them, and I'd like to continue to do that. But he's shown an interest to do both. I'd love to give up. Absolutely welcome to take over the Council of the Aging, but I would co-chair with him on the Narissa. I would have no problem doing that.
Right. Does anyone else want to pick up Council on Aging before the chair decides he will?
I wouldn't mind either, but it's okay. I have plenty. You know,
I'm giving it up. So, whoever you decide you want to.
you're giving it up?
Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
Oh.
Jeff's going to do it, or at least whoever the.
You want to do
Chairman.
it, Steve?
I mean, I would have an interest too, but it's up to the chair to decide.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm giving you an opportunity to say yes, otherwise I will pick it
Yeah.
up. Okay, all right, Mr. O'Leary.
So,
And then Finance Committee is,
excuse me, Mr. Chair, does that mean that?
when we get down the bottom of the list, we'll cover that. We didn't go by
Oh,
it
you
yet.
just wrote the name in, okay.
I'm going down the list. Finance Committee is myself, Infrastructure Committee, which has kind of been dormant, but something
May
that
pick up.
perhaps will pick it up. So, you?
We
Yeah,
both
with
have.
the
We're
two
both
of it,
have.
we
We're
both
both
have that. We'll
Yeah.
leave it then. Hillview Commission, Mr. O'Leary. I
Yes,
know
please,
that
yeah.
Historic District Commission was Mr. O'Leary. Is that okay?
Fine, unless if someone has an interest.
Historic Commission was Mr. Yule. Housing Partnership was Mr. O'Leary.
I'd keep that, yeah.
Information Technology Advisory Committee is Mr. Messeri and Mr. Delaney.
Keep the same.
You want to give it? Okay. Ipswich Watershed Advisory Board was Mr. Yule. J.T. Berry Reuse Committee is Mr. Messeri and Mr. O'Leary. We're going to keep that.
Keep that going, yeah.
July 4th Committee was Mr. Vino before Mr. Prisco.
If anyone else
Part
wants
of
it, I'll do
Recreation,
it.
okay. Land Utilization, Mr. Yule and, was that,
No, just myself,
So,
what?
Just Jeff.
just myself.
Just Jeff.
Yep.
LEPC, what was that?
Call
learned the
Joe.
other day. Yeah.
Right, and that was Joe, so
I got it.
that'll be you. Library trustees is Mr. Delaney.
Keeping it.
MAPC representative was Mr. Vino. I
Got it.
believe that with Mike.
Yep.
Martin's Pond Study was Mr. Delaney.
Keep it.
MBTA representative was Mr. Delaney.
Keep it, that's easy. There's no T service in
Right.
town, so it's-
I'll trade with you.
I still get all the paperwork. Mobile Home Rent Control Board was Mr. Vino, Mr. Prisco.
Absolutely.
North Reading Chamber of Commerce is myself. North Reading Cultural Council was Mr. Yule. North Reading Forest Committee was Mr. Vino.
Yeah, because
And that's active right now.
Okay.
Okay. North Reading Housing Authority is Mr. O'Leary.
Keep that, please, yeah.
The Vogue School was Mr. O'Leary.
Yeah, unless someone wants it, has an interest. You? No? Thank you.
Jeff,
You're gonna be
you
spending
want
some money
another
there,
one?
let me say.
All right, we'll leave it.
Yeah, that's
No,
fine.
I'll take the vote.
Take the vote?
Yeah, I will.
Financial Planning Team will be the chair and the vice chair. Recycling Committee, Mr. Yule. RMLD Advisory Board member, that was Mr. Vino.
I like that one.
Elementary School Building Committee,
That's defunct, right?
it is. Has that been
Yeah, that was
disbanded,
defunct
Greg?
last year.
I don't recall any appointments being made
Yeah,
last year.
we crossed that out last year.
Okay. School Committee is myself. Secondary Building Committee is Mr. Delaney.
Yes.
State Representative is myself. State Senator, myself. Taxation Aid Committee was Mr. O'Leary. We haven't done much with that.
They haven't done much with that one.
No.
But, again, part of that is worked in with the people who come and work off there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Town Administrator is myself. Town Council, myself. Town Moderator. Town Treasurer. Veterans Memorial was Mr. Vino. Mr. Prisco.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Wastewater was myself. Water Commission was Mr. Yule. Narissa, Mr. Yule, and Mr. Prisco, right? Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Financial,
May I think make a point of clarification. Narissa is not really the committee, it's the Youth Services Committee.
it's really youth services, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just to-
it was
point of
that back then.
clarification.
Let me change that.
Yeah. Because it becomes confusing to a lot of people
Right.
after a while.
This goes back from the beginning when
Right.
Financial Advisory Committee was Sean and myself.
Can I
Do we want to make a change
recommendation?
there? Yes.
Can, Sean and I talked, and I'd like to continue my work with the FAC if I could, and I'm not sure if you'd be willing to allow me to work on that committee as well.
I'd like to stay on it as well.
Okay,
I don't know.
So I will, it says gonna be Mike and, Sean. Energy Conservation has been Mr. Yule and Mr. Delaney. And Turf Committee,
I think we're done.
I think we're done.
we're done. We can take that off?
On the energy conservation
Yeah.
committee, is that something, Sean, that you wanted to be involved in?
I do. Yeah, I do, but I know you're taking the lead, that's fine.
All right. So, you comfortable with all of this?
Can I,
Going once? Yes, Mr. Prisco.
do you have a point of contact or a phone list where I can reach all these people or these different committees? I apologize, I don't have that.
There's
Just
the
wanna be
red
able to
list,
contact
but it
them if
doesn't
it's
have
not-
everybody, so,
Well, I'm your MAPC representative, so
Nice, and I have his email.
phone, give me a
I think
call.
if you check with Linda,
Karen.
or
Karen
Karen, Linda
can-
or Karen.
Karen
Okay.
can
Yeah.
provide it.
Got it, thank you.
Karen probably has a list of everybody, okay?
Excellent,
Going
thank you.
once, going twice,
Gone.
done. No motion required for that. Discuss Pedestrian Safety Advisory Committee, Mr. Yule. Your request.
A.
Thank you.
This is, I think at the last meeting, we discussed what the makeup of the committee would be. That was the end result of the last meeting that we had on this, which was trying to identify a good size committee, not too large, not too small. And, here you go, to you. And I tried to go down to 5, and no matter what I did, I kept coming up to 7. It was, just difficult to get it down to a 5 number without having a good balance. I have spoken with the chair of the CPC, who is here now, and likes the idea of having the CPC as a liaison, as a voting member. I did speak with John Murphy, the Chamber of Commerce, and we talked about having someone from the business community represented. I also spoke to, I didn't speak directly to the school committee, but I did speak with Maureen Vaca, who extended this information to the school committee, and she said it was a good idea to have a high school student. Principal Bernard thought this was a very good idea to do that. We looked at having 2 citizens of voting age, voting members. Bless you. And I did add there a member from the Commission of Disabilities as a liaison, as a voting member. And then, of course, I spoke with Chief Nolan, and he thought it would be a good idea for the police department to be on there, and he would, once the committee is created, he would assign an officer for this. Now, behind that, I have a little note about what's important about the committee. I know it's, we've been talking about sidewalks at one time, and that's how it initially started. But this is not about sidewalks or concrete, sand, gravel, or snow. It's really about people and their safety. It's about 17,492 pedestrians that we have in town, which is the population of the town. But one time or another, everybody is a pedestrian. There are 1,877 seniors, which is 10% of the 10.7% of the population. A good portion of the seniors like to walk along and get some exercise, both in the winter and in the summer months. There are 2,775 students. That's 15.9% of the population. If you put the middle school and the high school students, you have to think Ryers. Okay, you have 1,388 students in total. That's 7.9% of our community that uses the sidewalks and roadways without parental guidance. If you combine the seniors and middle school and the high school students, you have 18.7% of our population using the sidewalks. And then, of course, if you combine all these numbers, you'll find that it's greater than 1/4%, greater than 25% of the population very conceivably would be using the sidewalks and the roadways at one time or another. And I haven't even put a number in for the businesses and how they could benefit from pedestrian safety. It's very, very important that as we go forward, that we think of it as an entire